Sciatica isn't a diagnosis. In fact, it's a symptom of other types of conditions. Today we'll break down 4 different diagnostic categories that create sciatica, what research says about each of them, and how that should influence your treatment decision-making. If you've seen conflicting information on the internet about sciatica, you must watch this entire video.
Sciatica simply refers to leg pain. It often originates from the lumbar spine or lower back. The tricky part is that several different root diagnoses can cause exactly the same symptoms: pain down the back of the leg, into the calf, and sometimes into the foot.
Each of these diagnoses we're covering today get worse with different types of forces, and that's the reason why you're going to continue to find conflicting information on the internet about sciatica.
Some get worse with flexion loads, extension loads, and even straight knee activities like hamstring stretching.
Knowing exactly what you should do comes down to you, the individual. As every sciatica program requires some customization, understanding what motions or positions get worse with your type of sciatica is the starting point. And this helps us decide more definitively what exercises and stretches you should be doing.
The 3 most common are spinal flexion, such as activities like cat-cow, spinal extension, such as activities like cobra, and the third one is nerve tensioning, such as straight leg positions, nerve pressure, and the tourniquet effect. To really understand sciatica, you must watch this section.
A nerve does not have to be crushed for sciatica symptoms to appear.
Research in a discipline called neurodynamics, heavily cited in Michael Shacklock's work, shows even small amounts of pressure on a nerve for a long period of time can obstruct venous return.
Yes, the nerves themselves have vein and artery supply. They even have their own nerve supply called the vasa nervorum. This creates internal swelling of the nerve. A swollen nerve oftentimes becomes sensitive to pressure and oftentimes stretch. This is what we call the tourniquet effect.
It's kind of like having your blood pressure taken and your arm feels like it's going to explode. As I'm showing here, even light pressure on one of the veins in my hand can obstruct venous return. Light pressure on the nerve root or anywhere along the nerve's path can create sciatica symptoms if prolonged. The most common location is the spinal nerve root and the back of the hip. In this paper on nerve root pain, a vast majority of patients, 85%, described their pain either as aching or sharp, while only 8% reported the burning feeling that society tells us sciatica should feel like. This means that stubborn hamstring or calf ache that you've been having that won't go away with any amount of stretching, you guessed it, it can be a type of sciatica. Root diagnosis 1, disc herniation. In younger people, let's say under 45, the most common cause of sciatica pain is a lumbar disc herniation or injury pressing on the nerve root. Many times it starts by weightlifting gone bad or moving an awkward object around the house, like a couch.
Yet for many others, it actually starts surprisingly from nowhere. You just wake up with it and all of a sudden you have leg pain.
Common features include pain that can start as a jolt, but also, as we learned, it can be aching or sharp to the calf or the foot, worse with bending forward or sitting, and also worse with tying shoes, getting out of a car, and sometimes improves with standing or walking. Pro tip, if we're going to solve sciatica, we have to centralize the symptoms first. In this chart, we see centralization to the far right and peripheralization to the far left. If a disc herniation is creating your sciatica, you may note that flexion or rounding your back increases the peripheralization to the far left, while something like walking makes it centralize or move to the far right. How is this version of sciatica treated? Establishing the correct direction of stretching is important to create centralization. Neuromobilization can also help. Avoiding provoking activities for just a few weeks. Customization of a specific therapy exercise program can be very helpful. Strength training with proper form, believe it or not, can be very helpful, as well as walking, hiking, and cardiovascular fitness.
While you could try many of the things to solve your sciatica, these are the things that show most promise according to current research. You can always try to follow the rules or try to be the exception.
Time for a research tip. Long et al. Showed that people with radiculopathy, aka pinched nerves, improved more when exercises matched their directional preference. This follows that centralization philosophy.
In other words, having a proper assessment by a skilled healthcare provider can dramatically improve your success by suggesting the correct stretches and exercises for your specific sciatica. Remember, the same program that would work for you does not always work for other types of sciatica. Degeneration and lumbar stenosis. With the normal aging process, people tend to decrease their disc height, and they also increase the bony prominence around the joints of the spine. These two things, in combination with other enlargements, can create decrease of hole size, what we call stenosis. Stenosis can occur within the central canal of the spine, creating sometimes bilateral sciatica, or on a single side, which is called foraminal stenosis.
If you've been dealing with leg pain for decades, you may notice that the same exercises that worked for you in your youth no longer help. As we learned in the last section, the directional preference of your program may change. Older individuals tend to feel better with lumbar spine rounding, which is contrary to the younger ones. Typical features include pain or heaviness into the legs with standing or walking. We also learned this can be a sharpness or an ache. It worsens with extension of the lower back, and it's better with sitting or leaning forward into a thinker's pose or leaning on objects like shopping carts even. Why does it flip-flop? When we flex or round our back, we open the canal and allow the nerves to breathe. Extending it narrows it. Treatments are similar, but oftentimes different for this group, as they will have different directions of preference in their stretches. Also, some of the beginner therapy exercises will differ, mainly due to different physical abilities. But strength training, walking, hiking, cardio, and even manual therapy tend to help these people. Root diagnosis 3 is a non-compressive type called a radiculitis.
A pinched nerve is not the only cause of sciatica. In fact, sciatica can occur from chemical irritation in the absence of mechanical pressure. Crazy, right?
Wu et al. Demonstrated that elevated systemic inflammatory markers were causally associated to increased sciatica risk, meaning inflammation alone can sensitize nerve roots. In summary, our MR study provided convincing evidence that multiple inflammatory pathways causally contributed to sciatica pathogenesis. The findings illuminated underlying inflammatory cascades that may be targeted for improving the prevention and treatment of this common neuropathic pain disorder. One thing to keep in mind, the first 7 to 10 days after a back or a leg injury are dominated by inflammation.
During this period, it's very common to feel exceptionally stiff, very painful, even if you do pick the right treatment protocol. And that's okay. It's completely expected. As inflammation starts to decrease, the movements that bother it become more predictable, and the irritability of the condition also decreases.
Research tip: Pinto et al. Stated inflammatory markers are elevated within the first 2 weeks of acute lower back pain, and this early phase is part of the body's normal healing process.
Two of my favorite ways to naturally control systemic inflammation are number 1, diet, and cardiovascular exercise.
Yes, exercise can be anti-inflammatory. Nerve tension intolerance and mechanosensitivity. Some people have nerves that get irritated with stretching, not just compression or inflammation. Common features include peripheralization or leg pain increasing with straightening the leg, hamstring stretching, RDLs or Romanian deadlifts. There tends to be more pain with putting on pants while standing up, and with a test called a straight leg raise. Nerve flossing, also known as sliders, can improve tolerance to stretch in many individuals. Research tip: this paper showed that flossing, or also known as sliders, reduced nerve strain, while tensioners or stretching increased strain, explaining why stretching makes neural symptoms worse. Note: many people do nerve flossing or sliders incorrectly and feel worse. Perform them only under professional guidance. Let's recap. There's standard classifications for sciatica. First, we have the flexion intolerant, extension responsive case, which is oftentimes a disc herniation. Then we have an extension intolerant, flexion responsive type of case, which is oftentimes stenosis or degeneration. Third is multidirectional irritability, which is often inflammatory or a radiculitis. Lastly, straight knee stretch intolerant, which is a sign of neural tension.
These classifications help us establish early treatment guidelines even when there is constant pain and irritation, well before an MRI is even needed. MRIs are typically reserved for those not responding to conservative care. With many of our telehealth clients, we're able to help them identify a pattern that we've seen in this video and give them a series of exercises and stretches to help accelerate the healing process. If you're interested in us helping Contact us via the link description below this video. We're licensed in California as well as different states.
Lastly, there are symptoms that require urgent medical attention: motor loss or progressive weakness, bowel bladder dysfunction associated to the injury, saddle anesthesia, or severe unrelenting night pain. It's always best practice to see a professional for your sciatica.
The fact of the matter is, many people with sciatica can get better, and they do get better, but it's a lot harder to do on your own. If you're looking for personalized help, reach out to us. We'd love to be that helper for you. Stay tuned for the other video in the corner. It's on a similar topic that you're going to want to watch as well. Take care.